What's up, kitchen table wizards? What's up, deck brewers from all over the world? Are you ready for another Magic the Gathering deck tech? Then you have come to the right place, because this time we'll be doing something that I really love. We'll be going tribal, but also we'll be going enchantments, and also we'll be going control. Yeah, it's possible apparently in this deck. You'll find out more soon, because this time it's time for the enchanted Pegasus deck. That's not really enchanted. So, you know I like building around tribal decks. I already did constructs, I already did otters, I already did minotaurs, I already did golems. Really love my obscure tribal deck. And this time we are also going to build a Pegasus tribal deck. Now obviously there are a lot of Pegasuses that are 2 mana.
Actually it's Pegasi, not Pegasuses.
Excuse me, Nora, helpful intern. There are a lot of Pegasi in the 2-drop slot. Nora, show me some cheap flying Pegasi. Yeah, there we go. But I do wanted to try something else. I wanted to throw in some enchantments. So we'll be building around Pegasi with enchantments. Now, before I start with this deck tech, really quick shout out to our wonderful partner Cardmarket. Really the best place to get your singles, the best place to get your boosters in Europe. If you want to try out Cardmarket for the first time, I have something for you. I have a €5 voucher for you, free to use. The only thing you need to do is make a new account at Cardmarket, but you can find all the description in the video below how to do that and how to claim that €5 sign up voucher, no strings attached. And before we head into the deck tech, I want to try out something more. If this video gets to 50 likes, we'll do an iconic match with the Pegasi and the Minotaurs. What about that? Okay, Nora, let's hop into the Pegasus Airlines and start this deck.
Okay.
Pegasus ailesi olarak iyi yolculuklar dileriz.
So as always, we'll be building a nice casual budget deck for around $50 around €35 with a lot of enchantments, with a lot of Pegasi, and I really wanted to try out this card, Resurgent Belief from Modern Horizons 2. This Pegasus makes all enchantments cheaper, so we play 4 copies of the Starnheim Courser. Then of course we need to play the best Pegasus out there. That's actually not a Pegasus, it's an Archon, but whatever. Whenever an enchantment comes into play, you create a 2/2 flying Pegasus, and all Pegasus creatures have lifelink. Ifara, God of the Polis, is also awesome in the deck. With all the flying horses that come into play, you'll be drawing a lot of extra cards, and you'll also get a 6/5 indestructible. I also included 1 Mesa Enchantress for some extra card draw as our Pegasus Herder. So these are the creatures. Yeah, I know what you're going to say, Bram. Is that all? You're building a tribal deck, you only have 7 Pegasi in the deck. Don't worry, there's a little bit more coming. You'll find it out in the enchantments. So this is an enchantment deck, and we're going to need all those enchantments to make a lot of Pegasi tokens to attack our opponent, kill him with a lot of tokens. And first, let's look at some defensive enchantments. These 2 seals are great in the deck. One bounces creatures, or the other one destroys artifacts or enchantments. Soul Snare is great versus fast aggressive decks, and Detention Sphere is great versus a deck that has a lot of tokens. We also need to play an Oblivion Ring and 3 cast outs. They have cycling, so we can cycle them away in our graveyard and use our Resurgent Belief to get them back later. Out of Time is our new enchantment mass removal spell, so the more creatures that are on the board, the longer it will keep them from returning. This is another sweet card that you can cycle in the early game or use to steal something in the late game. We also include one copy of Elspeth Conquers, that great removal spell that could get us back an Archon or a Pegasus or maybe even a Planeswalker. So these were our removal enchantments, but they're not the only enchantments we are playing. Bird of Meletis is an awesome defensive card, and the omens we can play at instant speed to get some cards, to get some creatures, and we can also get them into the graveyard, which is really important. Now here's an enchantment that makes us more Pegasi. Nora, give us a really nice intro for this one. Yes, this was a very Nora intro indeed. Our big Pegasus payoff card is called Sacred Mesa. Now you need some mana for this one, but if you do, it will make a lot of Pegasi creatures, which Ifara also really likes. Now we can really play control. We can lock our opponent out of the game with the following cards. The first one is really on flavor. Island Sanctuary has a Pegasus, and it has you can skip your draw phase to put you on an island where you can only be attacked by creatures with flying or island walk. And Solitary Confinement will take you even a step further. It will prevent all damage, and you'll also have Shroud, so no spells can target you. Now you need to discard a card every turn to stay in the confinement, but we have some options to draw some cards. Future Sight is a way around skipping our draw step, as we can play cards from the top of our library. And this works great with the Island Sanctuary. Reconnaissance Mission has our Pegasi drawing us some cards, so we don't mind if we skip our draw step. Kumena's Awakening draws us a card in our upkeep, so it also gets around us skipping our draw step. And Raven's Warning makes us a bird, then gives us the option to draw a card if we attack with a flying creature. And last but not least, we can put any card from outside of the game on top of our library. And at the end of the video, I will give you 7 suggestions for great cards you can put on top of your library from outside the game. Now let's continue with more enchantments. Let's continue with Search for Escanta. Filling our graveyard for a Resurgent Belief is always a good plan in this deck, and when there are 7 or more cards in our graveyard, this card flips into Escanta the Sunken Rune, which is another great combo with Solitary Confinement. Now let's see if we can add a Planeswalker that can add some value to the deck. Nico Aris makes shard tokens, and these shard tokens are enchantments. So when you follow up an Archon with Nico on turn 5, you get 2 Pegasus tokens, and then when you minus Nico, you get an extra Pegasus. So let's give him a go. Thirst for Meaning is also a great draw spell at instant speed in this deck. And Resurgent Belief is one of the key cards in the deck. It's a sorcery with Suspend 2. That when you remove your last time counter, it will get you all the enchantments back from your graveyard to the battlefield. And with all the enchantments we are playing, that's going to be a lot of fun. And this is especially a lot of fun when you have an Archon out, creating you a lot of Pegasi. Now if you want to see this deck in action, click that like button, but stick around for the lands and for some alternate cards that we're going to use with our Raven's Warning. This is mainly a white deck, so let's play some Enchanted Plains and this sweet tropical island.
You call this a tropical island? This is a tropical island.
Yes, okay, and that also costs us 500 euros, so let's not put that in the deck. 2 castles are also great in a blue-white control deck. And no enchantment deck is complete without our Hall of Heliod's Generosity. For the dual lands I opted for 2 Prairie Stream for speed and 2 Temples for selection. Especially cool when you have a Future Sight out. Then I also included 1 Hengegate Pathway that can also be played as a blue pathway. So we are playing the Raven's Warning, so let's look at the 7 cards we put in our sideboard for our best of 1 games. Gideon's Intervention protects us versus 1 card and is great versus combo decks. Shark Typhoon is not really on flavor with the Pegasus, and therefore I only added him in our sideboard. Of course, this is an amazing enchantment. Idyllic Tutor can help you search for the right enchantment in your deck, and in case we're in real trouble, we can play a time wipe, destroying all our creatures, and hopefully we can save an Archon or an Enchantress. Count of Grace is also a nice win condition in this deck. And against a burn deck, this Font of Vigor is a nice life gain buffer. My last option would be this Mirror Maid when you want more of what you already have. So if you're still here, you know there's a surprise waiting for some of us. We have a €10 card market voucher to give away. Nora, tell us who won this time.
Congrats, Steve Annunziato. Check out the info in the description down below to find out how to claim your voucher.
So this was our tribal Pegasus enchantment deck. I hope you like it. Still leave a comment below the video in which matches you want to see for our summer gauntlet that is going to start very soon. And as always, keep it casual. Bye.